Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are going live with the seniors. The last couple prep minutes of the practice session. Seems like load shedding has gotten a lot of the seniors out of the race tonight, and it seems like we only got 8 guys in the server, but another one just fell out because of load shedding and an issue with the generator, it seems like. So not a lot of seniors on track, but we'll have to make do with what we have available to us. If we reschedule races due to load shedding, we'll be rescheduling up until 2030. So the boys are going to try and give us the best show they possibly can. It's still a lot of the, well, just about all of the front runners are on track. So let's see what the boys can put up tonight. Troy Dolanchek, still the leading man on track, as he's been all this, the last 3 years. So season number 4, Troy Dolanchek still leading the pack, as you can see on the sheet. So let's see if anybody is going to be able to pose a threat to Troy Dolanchek on Killarney, which is his home track. But to be fair, it doesn't matter which track we go to. Dolanchek has been in front and led the pack all the way through. So yeah, let's have a quick look at the track view of Killarney. All right, up we go into the first corner. Little kink that's flat out, not even a corner. Then into the 180s we go. First 180, second 180s out on the exit of the 180s, up onto the back straight. Flat out into this corner we're heading into, then what we call the hockey stick. Out of the hockey stick we will go up into pit bend, which is in real life just a little bit of a lift, I believe, and then you go flat out all the way up into turn 1 again. As you can see, just the elevation view of the track. Not a lot of elevation, only 3.4 meters worth of elevation from the highest and lowest point on the track. I like to call Killarney the temple of speed in South Africa. It's such a fast flowing track. And some good passing opportunities into the golf clubs, both golf clubs as well as the hockey stick and the first corner. So here we go. Start off qualifying. The boys go out on track. I see there's still somebody, Mahir Murat is trying to join back in after the connection dropped due to his generator kicking in. If he can't make it, then it is what it is. The boys will get their time to shine, put in their best laps, and let's see what the guys are. Who do we have on track tonight? Start from the top of the list as it is. Ruben Karstens, Troy Dolanchek, Sebastian Diaz, Mohamed Murad, Lucas Sturman, William Marshall, Mahir Wahab, and Jono Wilson. So Karstens, Dolanchek, Sturman, and Marshall, all from Cape Town. Then we have Sebastian Diaz, Mohamed Murad, and Mahir Wahab, I believe, are all in Gauteng. And then Jono Wilson is based in KZN. Alright, first lap's on the board. Troy Dolanchek leading the way with a 42 flat. Setting the pace 3 tenths away, almost 4 tenths. Oh no, Lucas Sturman just a tenth over back. So Sturman putting in a good banker lap just behind, or just ahead of Diaz, and then Wilson, Murat only a full second away, and then Karstens 1.3 seconds away. So no pace there from Karstens and Murat on their banker laps as of yet. But as you can see, guys, these karts are looking absolutely amazing. Jono Wilson sporting the Landon Norris kart with his extreme suit. And then Lucas Sturman in his Angry Racing Esports kart. So the guys are looking very, very snazzy on Killarney today. Down the inside goes Sturman for in the qualifying lap. So Troy Dolanchek goes quicker again, 41.9, and Sturman still only a tenth away. So Sturman is up there with speed. which is great. But it seems like Sturman and Wilson seems like they are towing each other around the track, trying to get their best laps on the board. Yeah, Sturman sporting a Italian suit with his own custom helmet. And for once I get to claim helmet. I made this helmet for Sturman. And then his Angry Racing Esports livery. What a beautiful looking kart. How many Angry Boys do we have on track? I think we've got Sturman and Marshall. So 2 Sturman races for the esports team and Marshall for the actual Angry Racing team based at Killarney. And then Jude Stewart, unfortunately missing out tonight. Mohammed Murad from Squadra Course. Soon we'll have these guys in their Kart Republics. Then they get to sport their own actual real-life karts. And then Ruben Carstens driving the OKLA base livery. So just a free livery for everybody to use. If they don't have their own liveries, they can just drive a nice black and red looking OKLA livery. Right, Troy Dolenchek still leading the way, still quicker by even a bigger margin as it stands. 41.796. 2.55 away from that, or 0.255 away from that is Lucas Sturman still. So the boys are all... It's worth noting that Troy Dolenchek sticking to what he knows, and that's his older Tony Kart chassis. Man doesn't want to change. It's been working for him all the way. It is worth noting that the liveries or the karts in this game will... there's no speed difference between the different body kits on them. So yeah. Right, William Marshall trying to just get a tow from Dolenchek, trying to learn something in the last moments, seeing if he can improve on his lap. Let's see what he's going to be able to do. Crossing the line now. Yes, and he used Troy Dolenchek to his absolute benefit to get himself up into second place. And Jono Wilson and Diaz all went quicker, so there we go. The boys are all improving. The track's rubbering in very nicely. You can actually see the rubber laying down on the track, so looks very, very good. Oh, if you look into as we head into the golf club, there's actual marbles on the track. So if we go back onto this view now, let's go to Marat, you'll see it from here. As you can see on the bottom right of your screen, there's marbles. So the rubber of the carts popping off, lying onto the track. So that's a very, very cool feature that is within Kart Racing Pro. Track builds up. See what Jono Wilson can do. He seems like he's using Lucas Sturman to tow him, but Luca ran a little bit off track there, so probably cost him some time. As it stands, the boys seem like they are all using each other to catch up to Mohammed Murad cutting the track there. The guys have been warned about that. Does seem like they don't really care. Here we go, let's see what Wilson can do. Sturman's going to try and tuck in behind Wilson now. Is Wilson on a banker lap? No improvement there. So all the guys are towing each other around to catch up to Dolenchek, who's just kind of been driving on his own. So it just shows you the true pace of Dolenchek, an absolute champion. So fast. And it's up to everybody else to catch up to this guy. If they can do that, that remains to be seen at this point. Let's follow Squadra Course Boy, Sebastian Diaz, young Sebastian Diaz. He's technically his first official year in the seniors division. Last year he was supposed to drive juniors, but due to him and his brother still sharing a rig, he was driving seniors, so he was up into the seniors a little bit earlier than what he was supposed to. But so far this year, Diaz has been on song with his pace, and he is currently in 5th place in the championship. Diaz didn't have good luck in the previous round, I believe. No, the round before that. So I think it's Swartkops in the divisional race. Diaz didn't score many points. But he's been on pace with the Pro League, so yes, he's been putting in hours, getting himself on pace. Still big toe from the boys behind him. Donald Wilson. Lucas Sturman has gone up with his lap. So Sturman is now less than a tenth away from Dolenchek, and then John Wilson almost 2 tenths, just under 2 tenths. Right, let's see. Dolenchek did improve on his lap time again. So now exactly a tenth behind Dolenchek is Lucas Sturman, and John Wilson is still trying to get that toe and get himself up into second or even first. I did see in the practice times earlier that Dolenchek, I think, did a 41.6. Absolutely blistering lap, considering that these guys are doing fixed setup with 9 liters worth of fuel. And then, so we'd expect the Pro League next week to go up or down into the 40s. So the boys are very, very fast. And the setup will give you almost a second in time. Less than a minute to go in qualifying. Everybody else is going to try and get one more lap in. Everybody's within a second apart from Mahir Wahab, who actually managed to get onto the server. So that's good. Wahab at least made it in, so that's great. So we've got 8 carts that's going to try and give us something in this race. We'd just like to give a huge shout out to Eskom for ensuring that our numbers stay low due to the unfortunate stage 4 to 6 load shedding that we get. So yeah, very much thank you to Eskom, proudly sponsoring a decrease in numbers and candlelight dinners to absolutely everybody in the country. But let's hope in the very near future we'll see those stages go down and we get our numbers back up and running, as not everybody is able to get themselves a backup system. Right, that's the end of qualifying. Everybody's done their laps, everybody's done their bit. Now the final prep is over. Well, I guess you can still use the pre-final as a prep, because just quickly have a look. The pre-final doesn't score points, so the guys still have some prep time in the pre-final. Wahab would probably have to use the entire pre-final to get himself up to speed for the final, which will score points. So Dolenchek will lead the way, Mohamed Murat in second place. So Murat did, right at the end, squeeze himself up into second, 11 milliseconds ahead of Lucas Sturman. Then John Wilson in fourth, and William Marshall will be in fifth, and Sebastian Diaz will start next to Marshall in sixth, Ruben Carstens, and then Wahab at the back of the pack as it stands. Troy Dolenchek coming to the track now. Let's follow it somewhere in the middle, then we get to see a little bit more of the spice happening. Take the... Right, and we are on the start sequence, 10 seconds counting down. Right, it's the lights out and away we go. Mohamed Murat sleeping on the grid there, getting away, absolutely non-existent pedals there. So Murat from second into the back of the grid he goes. Leading the way is Troy Dolenchek, Lucas Sturman in second place, then William Marshall into third, and John Wilson, Sebastian Diaz, Wahab, Murat, and then Ruben Carstens at the back of the pack. Right, Lucas Sturman and William Marshall having a fight. The two angry racing boys. Hopefully they keep it nice and clean. Everybody still seems to be on the track. That's great. Lucas Sturman is going to try and break away from Marshall and catch up to Troy Dolenchek, who's got nobody in front of him. Will he be able to keep it clean and check out in front? I see somebody cut over the curb there at the back. That will definitely cause a time penalty for them. Onto the back straight we go. Everybody seems like they are kind of behaving. Sebastian Diaz, who didn't have the best of qualifying, would like to move himself up the pack here on his OKLA livery cart and see if he would be able to get himself up past Jono Wilson. So now it's Wilson versus Sebastian Diaz, Extreme versus Squadra Course. Who will be able to get the better of each other here? As it stands, Jono Wilson's leading the way from Diaz. Dolenchek still in the lead with Sturman, then Marshall, then Wilson, and then Diaz. And Murat in 6th place, who forgot to put his foot on the pedal to get away, which was a very unfortunate start for Murat. But such is life, I guess. Right, defensive driving there from Wilson. Now Sebastian Diaz is going to try and use that compromise situation from Wilson. Wilson still putting that cart in the middle of the track, defending very, very hard. But that will compromise his exit out of the 180s, which should give Sebastian Diaz a good run onto the back straight. Obviously, these carts are fixed setup, so they'll be limiting halfway through this straight. Is Diaz going to send it down the inside? Nope. Oh, no, Wilson! Onto two wheels, goes into the tires. He should be able to get his cart pushed back and get going again, but that is the end of Wilson's competitive pre-final, at least. Let's go to the front. It does seem like Marshall is still all over Lucas Sturman. Oh, did they touch there for a moment? Sturman's going to get a time penalty for that. Down the inside goes William Marshall, and Lucas Sturman's not going to fight that. Maybe just tuck in behind Marshall and see if he can move along. Marshall's got a lot of pace there. Onto the back we go. You see Sebastian Diaz just pointing out his hand, telling Murat behind him, let's not fight, let's push hard and get forward. Those two guys are teammates in real life, so hopefully they'll work together and move up the field. Right, lap 6 of 12. Dolenchek checking out in front. Troy Dolan checking out. So let's follow Murat now, trying to make something happen with Diaz. Murat is now really, really close to Diaz. Murat has got so much pace. Seems like he's much quicker than everybody in front of him at the moment. After falling asleep on the starting grid, Murat is going... Oh no, he takes out Sebastian Diaz there. Ooh, but Murat came off second best there. Wow. Very, very unfortunate there between Murat and Diaz. But Diaz survived. Murat lost a lot of places on the track. So now it's all about getting himself back up the pack, which is highly unlikely as it stands. Here we go. Sturman versus Marshall. So far, Marshall made the first move on Sturman. Will Sturman be able to get that position back? It doesn't seem like they're going to catch up to Troy Dolenchek at all. Troy Dolenchek must be missing Jason Gutierrez, who's been his battle buddy most of the season. Down the inside goes Lucas Sturman on Marshall. Marshall just leaving that door open. And Sturman's going to drive a little bit more defensive into the 180s this time around. Now it's all up to Marshall to size up a situation or a position and get a pass going. Into the golf club we go again. The two angry racing boys are like magnets towards each other tonight. That just can't seem to get away from each other. The one thing that is getting away from them is Troy Dolanchek out in front. Down the inside, William Marshall's lining something up. Nope, he's not. He's just tucked back in behind Sturman. Gonna try and wait for a potential mistake. 2.5 seconds is the lead between Dolanchek and Marshall. And Sturman does have a 5-second penalty. I can confirm that on the timesheet. Here we go. Is Marshall going to send it down the inside? Yes, he is. Sending it down the inside into Golf Club. We go on the exit of Golf Club. Marshall and Sturman having a proper battle at it. Now William Marshall seems like he spun out. It does seem like Marshall did get all kinds of loose on the exit of the last corner onto the start finish, and I might be wrong. Something to get into the review book, but Lucas Sturman was on the back of him, and Marshall did seem like he did lose his control of his cart there. Oh well, let's go up to the leader, Troy Dolanchek, leading the way, proving once again that he's absolutely in a class of his own. Leading the way, 8 seconds ahead. No, 6.2 seconds ahead. So it'd be a smaller gap there. Lucas Sturman's not that far behind, but he does have a 5-second penalty. So it'd be 3.4 seconds. And then in second place, Lucas Sturman as it stands. Sebastian Diaz getting himself up into third. William Marshall fourth. Mohamed Murad fifth. Jana Wilson in sixth. Mahir Wahab, who I think's got a whole bunch of time penalties, as well as Ruben Carstens. Oh, Wahb's got what, 15 seconds worth of time penalties. That's a bit crazy. So using too much of the track there. On to the final lap we go. Troy Dolanchek leading the way. Let's do on board with Troy. Right, Troy Dolanchek taking us on to the back straight. Beautiful view of Table Mountain as we head into the golf club. Out of the golf club we go. Gonna use some of the curb here all the way down into the pit bend. And then that is the end of the pre-final for Troy Dolanchek. Start to finish, no problems. Second place, Lucas Sturman. He's got a time penalty. Sebastian Diaz in third. William Marshall in fourth. Jana Wilson in fifth. And Mohamed Marat will be sixth as it stands. And then Wahab with his 50,000 seconds worth of time penalties. And then the last guy to finish will be Ruben Carstens. Ruben Carstens, of course, is the head behind all the development of the tracks. He's been putting in mega amount of hours to get these tracks up and running for us. So yeah, big shout out to Ruben Carstens, putting in the work and then coming out to enjoy some racing tonight as well. Seems like the boys that didn't realize that they are done racing. Trying to get some extra prep laps in. At least all the boys are going back into the pits like they would do in the Pro League, so that's great. Directly to the final we go. Quickly have a look at the starting grid of the final. So it will be Dolanchek leading the way from Diaz, Sturman, Marshall. So it's front row Dolanchek and Diaz, second row Lucas Sturman and William Marshall, third row Jana Wilson. Got a quick disconnect there. Our COC, Mark Pollard, quickly just doing the restart. Jana Wilson is in fifth, then Ruben Carstens in sixth place, Mahir Wahab in seventh, and Mohamed Murad in eighth. So it seems like he cut the track somewhere. Right, we are waiting for 2 more cards to join us on the track. Yes, here we go, and then just Troy Dolanchek and we'll get straight into the final. Let's hope the boys get away better this time and they are able to keep up to Troy Dolanchek, who seems to be in a league of his own. It's just Troy we are waiting for, I believe. Everybody else has filled up their grid slot. Yeah. Here we go, here comes Troy. Troy Dolanchek on the track. That means we should head into the start sequence very shortly. There we go. Into the start sequence we go. We're just going to follow Lucas Sturman. Gives us a good view of the race. Right, and it's lights out and away we go. Start off. Good start by Sebastian Diaz, trying to move over immediately. William Marshall also getting into the left or the inside of the corner. Down the inside goes Lucas Sturman immediately for second place. Carsten's finding himself in the barriers into the first corner. And then Sebastian Diaz loses another position to William Marshall. Now Murat sends it out down the inside of Wahab. And a clean start by Dolanchek once again. So Dolanchek leading the way. Now is Lucas Sturman going to be able to stick with him this time around. Lucas Sturman is all over Dolanchek, but running wide on the entrance of the golf club. But he still manages to keep that kart going. And William Marshall is now also going to fancy his opportunity to catch up. Is anybody going to be able to dethrone the current champion, Troy Dolanchek? Onto the first corner we go. First lap done and dusted. Dolanchek leading the way from Sturman, from Marshall, further back. Diaz, then Jono Wilson, then Mohamed Murat, and then Mahir Wahab. And quite a... Oh, I missed that for a moment. Lucas Sturman moves down the inside of Dolanchek. Did Dolanchek run wide or Sturman just send it? Ooh, Dolanchek. He's being bumped from behind there by Marshall. Not something you want to see. Dolanchek is now going to have to fight his way back. Lucas Sturman has gotten himself up into first. But here we go, Dolanchek. Sturman's going very defensive as it stands. Dolanchek's going to try around the outside. Not the fastest way around the first corner. He's going to probably try and send it into... Nope, Dolanchek is going to have to stay on the outside because Sturman is defending that like a boss. He's driving so defensive from lap 2 onto lap 3. That's crazy. But here we go. These two are breaking away. William Marshall fell back a little bit. Down the inside is Troy Dolanchek. Sends it down the inside into the golf club. He goes. Sturman has to fall for that position once more. And now it's Sebastian Diaz fancying opportunity here on Sturman. Oh, Diaz getting it all kinds of wobbly over that exit of the last corner on the inside. Right, now Sturman has to go into the defensive against Sebastian Diaz. And Troy Dolanchek's getting a little bit of a breathing room there. Nope, not really. Seems like the 180s is where Luca Sturman's got his passing opportunities because he seems like he's a little bit quicker at the moment. Is Troy Dolanchek just feathering that throttle down the straight to keep everybody behind him and have fun? Hopefully it doesn't come to bite him in the back. Oh, is Lucas Sturman just really that quick? Because Luca was fast. Previous race was just having a proper fight with his teammate, counterpart, William Marshall. And that's probably why they fell back. So here we go. Dolanchek, Sturman, Diaz. That's a three-way battle for the lead. And that's our current podium as it stands. Then Jono Wilson has moved himself up into 4th place. With Marshall, that's fallen back a little bit into 5th. Then Wahab and Mohamed Murat has retired from the race. And then Ruben Carsten's just having a lonely race there in 7th place. Apologies about the silence there, guys. Just had to take a sip of water. I am a little bit under the weather, so every so often a cough creeps through. But here we go. This is still the battle. Dolanchek does seem like he's got a little bit of breathing room now, and Lucas Sturman needs to put his focus to what's happening behind him. Though it seems like there's a respectable gap between each of the carts in 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. And then Wilson is just trying to catch up not an easy task for Wilson. As the boys in front are very, very quick as it stands. There we go. Dollarcheck seems like he's got he's got his brother from the sim racing world, Lucas Sturman, all over him. He's trying to catch up, but not really catching up that much. Let's see if we can just change it up a little bit. See what we can do. Follow from the front view. To see how these boys are battling their carts. Dollarcheck having to just focus up in front. Let's make it sound a little bit softer. Dollarcheck focusing. You can see Luca is really pushing hard. His cart is going all kinds of pear-shape behind him, fighting that cart to get up onto Dollarcheck, but fighting your cart doesn't necessarily mean you are fast. You can be very steady and can look like you're slow. Sometimes looking slow doesn't necessarily mean you are slow. So Troy Dollarcheck seems like he's really taking it easy, and he's got all the pace in the world, with Sturman trying to catch up. Let's just see. Second place Sturman. Everybody's falling off the pace here. But now Jono Wilson and William Marshall seem like they might get closer to each other on track. No, not really. Everybody's getting a gap on track now, just getting into the rhythm. We have just gone over halfway. We are currently following Jono Wilson, who is in 4th place, trying to catch up to the leaders, or at least try and catch up to Sebastian Diaz for that final podium spot. Not necessarily the easiest thing to do, because these kids are all on the same pace, more or less. So even a 10th is a huge ask per lap to catch up to the guy in front. William Marshall in 5th place as it stands from Angry Racing. But the gap up front seems like it's still the closest thing. Not close enough. Guys won't get a huge benefit from a tow because of the fixed setup. They hit the limiter about 3/4 of the way down the straight. One thing the boys don't want to do on the exit of Golf Club, and that's climb the curb too much. That curb will flip you straight off of it and make you lose a lot of speed. Here we go. I'm seeing Diaz and Jono Wilson now a lot closer to each other. Jono Wilson is now all over the back of Sebastian Diaz. Oh, Diaz, a little bit of a different line on the exit of the 180s. Onto the back straight we go now. Will Jono Wilson send it down the inside? Defensive driving from Sebastian Diaz. Oh, very, very close. Oh, Wilson just pushing Wilson off just the slightest bit there. Wilson pushing Diaz off, that is, and causing Diaz to essentially end his race there, at least for position. Very unfortunate, but Diaz at least got his cart on track and he can continue driving. Live to fight another day. And now the battle is starting to pick up between Jono Wilson and William Marshall. Right, let's see. This is the local boy, William Marshall. Will he be able to get the better of Jono Wilson? Jono Wilson, I believe, races in the Junior Max category for Rotax, and William Marshall does OKJ. I believe he does do some Junior Max, but I don't think that's his main focus. Here we go. Defensive driving from Jono Wilson. That will compromise his exit out of the 180s, which will open the door surely for William Marshall onto the back straight. Very much defensive from Wilson now. It's going to send it down the inside. Marshall, no. Ooh, Marshall needs to be very careful with the Golf Club. Can quickly get very bad. Oh, pushes Jono Wilson wide there. Ooh, Wilson manages to catch his cart there somehow. Keeps it going straight. Next level. Good job there. See if we can do an onboard of William Marshall. As Marshall now tries and get closer to Jono Wilson. Oh, Wilson running wide, sending it down the inside. Is William Marshall is going to get himself up into third place. Very, very opportunistic moment there. And William Marshall pounced like a predator on that. Went hunting and he manages to secure himself a podium so far. Will he be able to keep it there? So will Angry Racing have two boys on the podium tonight? In 2 laps time, we will be able to confirm. It does seem like Dolanchik checked out again. And Lucas Thurman just below 2 seconds behind. Oh, William Marshall got shoved there by Jono Wilson, losing a position again. So the podium's positions has swapped. Now it's all about Marshall. Will Marshall be able to get... Jono Wilson's going to send it down the inside into the first corner. Yes, he's going to send it down the inside. Oh, no! A potential cutback there from Jono Wilson sent William Marshall off the track. Definitely judged that wrong there. From Jono Wilson, tried to do a cutback and he took William Marshall out of the race. Well, at least out of the podium hunt. Right, so first place so far, leading the way, starting his final lap in just a moment. Troy Dolanchik, Lucas Thurman, then Jono Wilson is still in third. Let's do an onboard of Troy Dolanchik. And for the last time, we're going to the 180s. Second 180 onto the exit. Now we head out into the start, or the back straight, I mean. We can see Table Mountain. What a beautiful sight that is when you come down into this corner. Into the golf club we go. And then on the exit of the golf club, for the last time, Troy Dolanchik sending it hard, not letting off. Okay, Troy Dolanchik crossing the line there. Lucas Thurman takes it second place. Then Jono Wilson in third place. Remains to be seen if he'll be able to hold on to that. I would suspect a couple reviews coming in there after the battle between Wilson and Diaz, and then Wilson and Marshall. But there we go. So Dolanchik, Thurman, Wilson, Diaz. Then Mahir Wab gets fifth place. I think Marshall got a time penalty. In sixth is William Marshall. Then 1 lap down is Ruben Karstens. And then Mohamed Murat with a early retirement. So we'll do a quick post-race interview with the current podium sitters. So Troy Dolanchik, Lucas Thurman and Jono Wilson will join us in the commentary booth in just a moment. Guys, just give me a second. I'm just waiting for them to pop in. And then I will quickly just take them through that. Let's just quickly do that. And we end the race off with a beautiful sight of Table Mountain. Troy Dolanchik is in the Discord. I'm just waiting for Jono Wilson to join us first. Lucas Thurman made it in. It's just Jono Wilson. And then we will get him into the chat. Oh, there we go. There's Jono. So Jono, third place for you. As it stands, unofficial, let's call it unofficial results. It seems like there might be some pending investigations. It seemed like you had a good race, some good battles between you and Sebastian Diaz, and then some good battles between you and William Marshall. And then, unfortunately, that incident in the first corner, it seems like you did a cutback there and clipped the rear of William Marshall there. But talk us through your race and how do you think it went?
Yeah, I mean, it was a bit of a tricky race starting further towards the back due to a bad pre-final. We managed to catch up to the leaders due to them fighting. Made the move on Seb. He gave us a nice run for our money there. Um, I'm not too sure what happened with William because we managed to catch up to him very easily. Yeah, then he had a bit of a spin, and once he caught back up to us, we had a little fight. Managed to make the move back on him. It was quite a tricky turn one, I agree. He he went in quite deep, had a bit of a slide. I went for the cutback and just clipped the rear bumper, and then managed to hold on to third.
Yeah, well, I mean, congrats. In any case, it doesn't matter what the end result is. It was a good race. It seemed like you had a lot of battles and a lot of fun. So,
Yeah,
yeah, we'll see you next week for the Pro League.
cool. Thank you.
Thank you. Right, moving in, Luca Sturman. Luca, it seemed like you had an eventful first race. And then, or your pre-final, and then it was a very good start to the final. You managed to get past Dolenchek. I missed it, unfortunately. I'm not sure if he made a little bit of a mistake, but you did send it, and then it seemed like the race quickly got lonely after he got back by you. Talk us through your race.
Yeah, no, thanks, Shane. Yeah, quali went all right. I think I was P3, but definitely I think some of the guys got some, slips and all that. So I think for the start, got ahead of. I think Marat had an issue with I don't know, with the cart, so I was in second, and then William was on me, and he managed to get past me, but I didn't really mean to take him out on the main straight. I think he went a bit wide, and I kept the momentum, and I don't know if it was maybe net lag or just turned him, but anyways, so I've got second, for the, I think it was third, yeah. So for the final, I got a good start. I managed to get ahead of Seb on turn one, and then I think it was in the second 180. I think Dolly, I think, left the door open, and I took a chance, and then I got ahead for a couple of laps leading, and it was really close. And then Dolly had got ahead of me, and I think he just pulled away as the race progressed and that. But no, it was good fun. I think well done to the other guys, and thanks to you, Shane, for commentating and hosting the event, and to Angry. But yeah, hopefully next round I can try and hopefully get put a bit more pressure on Troy.
Yeah, well, at least you don't have to wait too long. Pro League is next week, so get your setup up and running. You've got a couple days or at least a week worth of time to get a revenge on Troy Dolenchek. Well done, dude.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Troy Dolenchek once again getting the virtual top step of the podium. It seemed like the pre-final there was nothing in it for you really. You got away, and that was the end of that story for the pre-final. But in the final, it seemed like Luca managed to get past you for just half a lap or a lap, and then you sent it back, and it seemed like you guys dialed it in and got away from the rest of the boys. Talk us through your race.
Yeah, obviously it's a really awesome night. Track is obviously very well done by you guys, and track feels awesome. So it feels like I'm there in real life. So that's obviously. Quali obviously went well. We put on pole, and obviously had quite a clean pre-final. Just got away in the beginning. But yeah, the final was obviously much more interesting and much more fun. Luke had a really good start, and he was very quick in the 180s, especially the first two laps. So he bombed me into the second 180, and he did a really nice move there. So I was chasing him down for about a half a lap, and then I put him under some pressure, and luckily got him back there just after Cosmic Golf Club. So yeah, very enjoyable race. Obviously, it's always better when you're dicing like that. But yeah, really, really enjoyable, and well done to Luca. He drove a really great race.
Yeah, well, thank you, and well done to you for another top step finish. You've got a week's worth of practice for that open setup Pro League next week. That should be very interesting, and hopefully load shedding doesn't cause too many people to miss out on what should have been the most eventful race on Killarney for all of us home or Cape Townian boykies. So yeah, we'll see you next week again, Troy.
Cheers. Thanks.
All right, guys, that is it from me. We will probably not go live with the Masters division because it seems like we are lacking a severe amount of numbers tonight due to, again, load shedding and other commitments. So, guys, thank you for tuning in. Next week is Pro League. The Masters race is going to start, but we won't be doing a live stream for them as there's literally 3 guys or 4 guys racing. So thank you for tuning